A very, very blessed afternoon to you, beloved, wherever you are around the world. Welcome, welcome to another great, great episode right here on Africa USA Radio. May I say this is an exclusive interview for the nominees of Crown Gospel Music Awards. And I have a very handsome man behind the scene, right?
Wow.
He's laughing because we had that conversation before we started recording. But he goes by the name of Soso Maholwane. I'm sure some of you know him from the screens, you've seen him somewhere, but he's been nominated as well for not just one, but two categories on Crown Gospel Music Awards. He's been nominated for Best Newcomer and
Yes,
Best Worship Album. So we get
yes,
to talk to him today about these two nominations. But before we go into that, I just want him to come on in and greet you, our viewers and our listeners, and so that he can also tell us who he really is for those of you who don't know him and see him for the very first time, and for those of you who want to know him up close and personal. Maybe you've just heard his music, but you've never really, gotten to know who Soso Maholwane is. So today you get a chance of knowing him, the person behind the music and the nominations for Crown Gospel that he's been nominated for. Hello, my dearest brother Soso. How are you?
I'm very well, my sister. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I am blessed and I'm so super excited to be having you
Yeah,
for the very first time, by the way, right?
for the
On
very
Africa
first time.
USA Radio. Yeah.
Yes, I'm humbled.
How
I'm
does it
humbled.
feel
Thank
like?
you.
How does
It
it
feels
feel
great.
like? Yeah.
It feels so good. Thank you so much. I'm humbled really for this opportunity. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yes, we are also honored to have you and to also get to know you more and about your music. We are an
yeah,
international platform, and our aim is to actually promote South
yeah,
African artists internationally, especially in the US.
yeah,
So don't take this one lightly because we'll be playing your music also here on this platform so that people can get to know you even beyond
yeah.
South Africa. So
That's
we
right.
are really honored to have you. And I trust that, you know what, people will love what you are bringing in and even get to love your music as they check it out. But
Yeah.
let's start here with Soso. Can you give us a bit of your background, who Soso is, where do you
Mhm.
hail from, and how did you break through into the music industry? How did your music career start?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I don't take this platform for granted. Again,
Hmm.
I'm really honored and humbled. Just maybe to give a very, very high level background who Soso is. First of all, Soso is just a nickname, right? That I was
Nickname.
given by
Okay.
my, yeah. I was given this by my father at my very early age. My full name is Sonwabo, which means joy,
Yeah. All
happiness.
right.
So clearly, my parents were happy and filled with joy when they had me many moons ago.
Sure. Sure.
And then as I grew up, my father started giving me this nickname, and it has stuck with me to date. Right,
Mm.
I hail from a small town of East London in the Eastern Cape. Right, that's where I was
Okay.
born, and
Sure.
I come from a family with siblings of four. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where my music started at a very early age. I grew up in Assemblies of God Church,
Mm.
gotten involved in some music groups, and my father at the time was also the choir conductor, looking after the
Mm.
church choir, and my mother was also in the choir, so that's how they actually got to meet. I
Mm-hmm.
also then joined the choir as I was growing within, the Church of the Assemblies of God. So
Sure.
uh, this was all in East London, back in the township called Mdantsane. That's where I was born and grew up.
Mm.
And then later on in the years, I relocated to Johannesburg. I got married. I've got a wife and two kids right now. Uh,
Hmm.
26th of July this year, my wife and I were celebrating 20 years in marriage. Uh,
Wow!
and thank
Congratulations!
you, thank you,
Wow!
thank you. Yeah. So. So having moved to Joburg, and then I decided I'm not gonna sit on my passion, because really this is really what connects me with the heavens.
Right.
Music and worship, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
I ended up doing then the recordings that I've done to date. Yes, yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
how many recordings have you done, and when did you start with, venturing into the music industry
yeah, yeah,
and deciding to push on your passion to take it to the next level when
yeah.
you arrived in Joburg?
Sure. My first album I did in 2012. It's
Mm.
called Mfeli Wami, so which means referring to the one that died for me on the cross, which is Jesus Christ, of course.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And then the album did well and opened some doors for me and some opportunities to start getting exposed into the music industry within South Africa.
Mm.
And then I took a long break, because as much as I've got this passion, I'm also a corporate guy. So I am,
Oh, I
yes,
see.
yes,
Mm.
work
Mm.
in one of the global pharmaceutical companies, and I hold a fairly senior position. So I think I had to, take a break and focus mainly on my
Sure.
career, which is the day job,
Mm.
and a lot of travel for about 8 years. I just could not
Mm.
settle down and do something. Only, and also the other reason is I did not just want to go back to the recording again and do another album without having a clear
Mm.
message. And
Right.
I
Right.
had to wait for God to give me that message, so that when I go back to the studio, I know I've got something to deliver for the people.
Yes. Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
that's when I did my first album. I took the 10 years, and now I released my single on the 9th of June. And it's a single coming from an album that is called Bayede, which obviously hails the King
Oh,
of
yeah.
which is, and the reason for this album, it came out of a very, very hard experience. In 2020,
Mm.
I was in hospital for about 8 weeks due to COVID. I
Mm.
almost checked out.
Hey.
I almost passed away, and
Sure.
some people had given up. My family kept praying on, and during that time, I had an encounter with God, and I knew that was the time that I would come out of that situation with a message. So the message I
Mm.
carry in this album that I have right now. So the single is out. The rest of the album is releasing
Mm.
before beginning of December. So that's where it started, and that's where I am right now.
Okay. So now this
Yeah.
single, Bayete, that you're talking about,
Yes.
is it the very single that has been nominated for Best
Yes.
Worship Album?
Yes. It is.
Wow. Wonderful.
It
How does that
is.
feel like, though, to be nominated after being away in the industry for so long and having such a great comeback? How does it
You
feel
know,
like?
it can only be God, my sister. Because really, from my side, I mean, when they announced my name at the nomination ceremony, I could not
Right.
believe it. I was really, really
Mm.
shocked, especially for best newcomer, category.
Yes.
I
Yes.
had submitted for best worship song, but I was not even expecting that I would be nominated. So when that second nomination came out, oh my God, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, oh,
I
what
can
is going on?
imagine.
And it's only one song from the album that is opening the doors of nomination. So it can only be God. I'm so grateful.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. No, congratulations with these nominations. And come to think that they are nominations which are not even voted for in the
Yes.
public. They are the
Correct.
ones that, yeah, you know. But what are you hoping to come out with from these nominations?
Uh,
What is your
really,
wish?
my
Your
wish is
best
to stand.
wish?
My best wish, my sister, is on the 26th of November, that evening. I want to go on stage and stand there and hold both the Crown Awards. As
Both
a
of them.
winner. Yes, as a winner of both
Hmm.
categories. That's what I'm praying for. That's what I'm working hard towards right now. And I really am hoping that my dream will come through that evening, and then I'll hold
Yeah.
both of them. Yes, yes.
Sure, sure. Yeah. You mentioned something very interesting that you've
Yeah,
also been in are you still in corporate?
I am still. Yes.
How do you balance the two? Your career as your career in corporate and your career in music. I'm wondering, how do you juggle around? How do you maneuver around the two to ensure that
Yeah,
they both don't suffer and you're
yeah.
successful in both of them?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a very good question. It's really hard. And I mean, you're mentioning two careers, but also I've got a commitment at home as well to be a father and a husband, my
A
wife
father
and
and a
kids.
husband as well. Yeah.
Yes,
How do you do all that?
so it's all about planning, and obviously I prioritize all three of them. And you may ask, how do you do
Mm,
that? But these are all three important for me. My family obviously comes first, and obviously I always have to make sure that I create a solid balance between these two, which is my passion, which is my
sure.
music. But I've
Mm,
also got a very serious career that I've built over the last 25 years. And
mhm.
I cannot allow it to fail because of the music passion that is now beginning to surface. So I just
Yeah.
make sure that, if I need to be working throughout the day to put on a whole lot more in my day job, and then often, even this recording, I actually did it mostly in the evenings. So I would
After
come out of
hours.
work. Yes, I would come out of
Mm.
work, rest for a few hours at home, and then proceed to the studio, come back around midnight. So that's
Mm.
the type of sacrifices one has to do from time to time, and always making sure you create that kind of balance. It's very important. Yeah.
Sure. And
Yeah.
you never find yourself having conflict of interest in these two roles that you're
No.
playing in your two careers. No.
No, no, unfortunately
Mm.
not. It's something that is obviously of great importance for me, and if I had any potential conflict, I would put one on hold, and
Mhm.
obviously make sure that I don't expose myself in that. But I mean, I've checked, even in my corporate career, I've made
Mm.
a formal disclosure that during my spare time, this is the type of thing I do. I'm passionate about it. So they all know. So what's important is to disclose and make sure that you don't get anything hidden,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
and also use your own judgment, to make sure that you don't find yourself in a compromising situation. So I'm very careful about.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's clear that your new project is doing very well by the look of things, since you've been
Yeah.
nominated
Thank
for
you.
Crown Gospel, Music Awards. But from
Yes.
your side, how has the public received your music, your new music, your new album? The new
Yeah.
single that you've released, and
Yeah.
with the new thing that you are doing right now. How has it been received?
I must say it's been very well received. I've been getting a whole lot of positive feedback from the people, from my followers, from my fans.
Mm,
Even from the time whenever I get to perform or minister through this song, I always engage with the people and get to hear what they think. And some of them, they will be brutal
yes.
with the feedback to say, you know what, this is perfect, but you know what, maybe it's lacking one, two, three. I'm always open to
Mm,
feedback, because that's how
open for,
we,
yeah.
yes, that's how we get to improve,
Mhm.
right? So, but overall, it is. I mean, it's been very well received. My people are loving it. They're actually saying they can't wait now to get to hear the rest of the album. Yeah.
For the whole album. Yeah, I
The whole
can't wait
album.
either. I can't wait to hear the rest of
Yeah.
the album, and I'll
Yeah.
certainly be checking it out. My last question to you, our
Yeah.
time is up, but so
Yeah. Hmm.
how how would you like people to support you? I know this ones you are not voting, these two
Yeah.
categories people are not supposed to vote, but how would you want to encourage people to support you in
Yeah.
this journey of your career, and even in this two nominations that you got from Crown Gospel?
Thank you so much. I think my only ask from the people is, first of all, they must please go download the song. It's called
Mm,
Bayede. It's available on
Bayeti.
all on all digital platforms, even on YouTube.
Mm,
I'll be happy to get your feedback from there, but also to support for the nominations. As you rightfully said, these are not voted for.
mm,
However, what is required is that my followers to please go onto the Crown Gospel Music Awards social media pages, particularly Facebook, and then
mm-hmm.
they will see the newcomer category there. Under that category, they go to the comment section and just type Soso Maholwane. That's all they need to do. You can do that as many times as you want under the new best newcomer category, and then you scroll all the way
Wow.
down on the same page until you get to the best worship song. My name is there. They go to the comment
Mm.
section, then they type my name. They can do it as many times as possible. So
As
that is my
easy as
art.
that. Yeah.
Easy as that. Easy as that.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Buto. Do they ever tell you that you look like what's his name? William Sejake.
I get that
You
all the
you are
time.
William Sejake look alike. You're like twins. You look like I know we spoke about it before the interview, but you
Yes.
really look
Yes.
alike. You really look
Oh
alike. You
yeah.
like yeah, you look like twins. If people don't know you, they'll think you're twins or something. But thank
Oh
you
my
so
God.
much for
Thanks.
allowing us to interview you for the first
Thank
time
you.
on Africa USA Radio. We really appreciate it. And we really look forward to you
Yes.
scooping this awards. We are
Oh,
right
thank you.
behind you.
Oh,
We
thank you
we are
so much.
supporting you. We'll be following you. We will be playing your music so that it
Yeah.
gets more exposure even internationally. And we
Thank
wish
you.
you the very, very best.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, your love, and I thank the listeners in advance for supporting me. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Butso. So we will see you on the at the Crown Gospel Music Awards
Yeah.
ceremony. Yeah, I
Yes.
can't wait to see you.
Definitely.
Stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so
That's
much.
all we had. Yes. Thank you so much. That's all we had for you with Butsoso Maholwane, and nominated for two categories on Crown Gospel Music Awards, the 16th Crown Gospel Music Awards for Best Newcomer and Best Worship Album. So please make sure that, as he said, go to the Crown Gospel Music Awards Facebook page, support him. Make sure that you put his name there, tag his name there, so that he can get all the support that he needs. And I'm sure with your support, he will definitely make it. That's all that we had for you today. Until next time, this is me, Naomi Wesi, saying, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace till we meet again. Same time, same place, right here on Africa USA Radio. Shalom.